So, Joni, did you feel like you were a teacher there in the first quarter to go ahead and get things corrected a little bit?
Obviously, didn't start the way we needed to. I think it's just for us. It's shuffling some things around, figuring out who we could get going, figuring out how they were guarding us. I said it all long. Bill Brock, we have a ton of respect for him and who he is and the coach he's been throughout his career. We knew Tarleton State was going to come out and play really hard. And we just were too soft, I thought, in the beginning defensively. And so when we finally bowed our back and got some stops that got us going offensively. So I thought Bo did a really good job of keeping us in there early. I thought Janae did a good job off the bench coming in. Lauren Ware was really good. We've got to continue to just make sure we are playing inside out when we touch the paint, whether it's by getting it in or by penetration and then out. That's our best looks right now, and so we've got to make sure we all have a good understanding of like where we're getting our shots from.
How nice was it?
No, go ahead.
How nice was it just to see Celeste do what she does?
It was great. You know, Celeste is somebody who is really talented, so we're not shocked at what she does offensively. Celeste plays to be perfect, and so our challenge to her is like it's not perfection that you're chasing, right? It's your best every single day, and so even when she messed up today, she was able to next best action. That's what we said to her, NBA, and she did that today. And so as long as she can continue to take those steps and understand there is no perfect game, it's just like the best version of who you are that day. And I thought she did that today.
She had that stretch in the second quarter.
Yeah.
She had 8 straight points, and that's what gave you guys the lead for the first
Yeah.
half. How critical was that stretch and just shifting the momentum?
Well, it was very critical, number one. I think a couple of things. We've got so many players that are capable of scoring, and Celeste is someone who can score in a variety of ways. And so once we saw that she was getting hot, we ran some packages for her. And so what I was extremely happy about was, number one, that everybody on the floor knew the play because that hasn't always been the case, and we were able to execute it. And so that's going to be a great part of our film session is, hey, we execute it really well down the stretch, and every time we execute, like we get something good, whether that's an individual score, a paint touch, you get to the free throw line. I thought we executed well when we needed to. That was a critical moment for us, and she came through.
And kind of talk about like limiting their perimeter game. You know, like they got going early on the offense, a lot of threes.
Yeah.
How important was that to like kind of limit them?
Well, they shoot it really well. They were 50% the first half, like 7 for 15. I think they only had 2 in the third and fourth quarter, and that's what we've got to do. We can't trade threes for twos. We can't let teams who shoot the ball, and we know they're going to shoot the ball, come out and do that. And obviously a few people shot it who we weren't expecting to, but that's what happens when the ball starts going in the hole. The rim looks as big as an ocean, and so I thought we did a good job of controlling that better in the third and fourth quarter.
Adams for Tarleton State had 21 points. She was a lot of that three-point
Yeah.
shooting. How encouraging is it this early in the year to be able to shut down a good offense and a player like that who is, you know, obviously has the hot hand, has the momentum? How encouraging is that?
Well, I mean, we gave her 21, so I don't know if we shut her down or not. I thought she is somebody who's a two-way player, right? She can shoot it. She shot it behind the ball screen. When we did not guard her correctly, she made us pay, right? We were supposed to go over the top of her on ball screens. Every time we went under, she stopped and she shot it. She got in the passing lane, got steals for layups. So I don't know if we did a great job on her. With that being said, she is a great player, and we're going to see players like her for the rest of the year. So we've got to be better, in my opinion.
Did you like the looks you were getting overall, and then the way you were able to get into the paint, just in a variety of ways?
I did. I liked our looks. I thought we settled a little bit early for the three, but I liked the looks that we got. We've got to just make sure that we take our time around the rim. We're getting a ton of offensive rebounds. I didn't think we got as many second chance points off of those offensive rebounds that we need to. So we've got to take our time around the rim and score the ball.
So you shot the ball well. Is it turnovers that possibly you're trying too fast? Because I guess you had like 16, and I didn't know if they were really a great defensive team. It looked like maybe there was more of your mistakes than what they did.
I thought we were casual. I thought we made automatic passes, and again, we threw it to 13 a few times, and she's elite defensively, and we talked all week about, not making automatic passes, especially to her side of the floor, and we did it twice, and she got layups. I thought we were just played on the heels, and we were casual in our turnover. So to answer your question, I thought it was us more than them, while recognizing that number 13, Adams, is an elite defender, and she bothered us a little bit.
You kind of talk about like the adjustment at halftime. It was a 1-point game going into half, and then Second half, it was a 14-point win, and y'all outscored them 45-31. Kind of talk about like what the halftime adjustment was.
It was to make sure we touch the paint first, right? Let's play inside out. Let's make sure we continue to share the basketball. And then it was to limit their threes. And I thought that was the biggest thing. Like, they had 33 points at halftime, and 21 of their 33 points were from the three-point line. 21 of their 33 were from three. And so when we took away the three-point shot, it made a big difference in their game.
What do you think of the atmosphere?
Brandon told me walking in, it's the third largest school day game crowd we've had. I thought it was great. It's amazing how they know the songs to the words to every single song that comes on, right? But great energy. It's one of my favorite games. So it was really good.
Both Taylor children made it.
One did, one did not. JC's third grade class was here. Drew's first grade class did not come, and so Drew is at school. She's not happy about that. I'll have to deal with that when I get home, but that is the decision that we made. When it's her turn to come, she'll come. She's
So
going to
good.
Hawaii next week. I mean, what are we talking about, right?
So a good teaching game, Joni, as
Yeah.
I mentioned, when you had, work on your three-point, your free throw shooting got better as the game went on, so just one of those teaching games.
Oh, we'll have a lot to show on film tomorrow, right? Because if we go in any way and play this way against Kansas State, we will get beat. So we've got a lot to talk about tomorrow in the film room. Yeah.
We won't have media tomorrow. Any other questions about Kansas State? Everybody good?
Okay, what about Kansas State? What did they do well?
Yeah.
This is gonna be like your first big test against a powerful.
Well, obviously, we will start working on them today and watching film, but traditionally, they run great offense. They run in transition. They've got size, and they're well balanced. They shoot it. They play inside. They've got people who can drive it, and they're an NCAA tournament team. So we know we're going to have our hands full. They're very sound defensively. They're big, and so we've got to make sure that we are keeping them out of the paint, not letting them get second chance opportunities, and then locking in on who their shooters are and how they're going to get the ball inside as well.
Does that help that they some tape, obviously, since they scrimmaged this team in an exhibition?
Yeah, they did. They scrimmaged them in exhibition. That helps. And they've played some other games that, I've just in passing looked at. But I'll start my prep work on them as soon as I walk out of here.
Against Kansas State, with both rosters full of new names, new faces, what's going to be the key in the backcourt to stay composed and impose the style that you've been wanting to play?
I think the biggest thing for us in all of these early games, while we're still learning ourselves, and there's so many new faces on the teams that we're playing against, is fundamentally being sound on both sides of the basketball for us. Like, what are the fundamental things we're trying to do defensively? What are the things that we're trying to do offensively that have to show up every single game? That's where we start. That's where we always want to start, but it's even more critical in these early games when there's not a lot of film or there's a lot of new faces, and we just don't know that they could throw anything at us. So it's just being really fundamentally sound in the things that we want to get done on both sides of the ball.
All right, thank y'all.
Thank you.